Season 6, Episode 9 of Game of Thrones, titled Battle of the Bastards, is one of the most visually stunning and intense episodes of the series. The episode primarily focuses on two major battles: Daenerys Targaryen reclaiming control of Meereen and the long-awaited showdown between Jon Snow and Ramsay Bolton for Winterfell. The episode begins in Meereen, where Daenerys Targaryen faces an attack from the Slavers' fleet. Instead of negotiating, she unleashes her full power, riding Drogon into battle while Rhaegal and Viserion burn the enemy ships. Meanwhile, the Unsullied and Dothraki, led by Grey Worm and Daario Naharis, crush the Sons of the Harpy inside the city. Daenerys forces the remaining slavers to surrender, with Grey Worm executing two of them to send a message. Later, Theon and Yara Greyjoy arrive, offering their fleet and alliance in exchange for support against Euron Greyjoy. Daenerys agrees but demands that the Ironborn abandon their raiding ways, marking a new era for the Iron Islands. In the north, Jon Snow, Sansa Stark, and their forces prepare for battle against Ramsay Bolton outside Winterfell. Before the fight begins, Ramsay executes a psychological attack by bringing out Rickon Stark and setting him free, only to shoot him down with arrows as he runs toward Jon. This tactic enrages Jon, who recklessly charges forward, nearly falling into Ramsay's trap. His army follows, leading to an intense, chaotic battle where they are nearly overwhelmed. Ramsay's forces use a brutal shield and spear phalanx, trapping Jon's army in a suffocating enclosure of bodies. Just as defeat seems certain, the Knights of the Vale, led by Littlefinger and Sansa, arrive in time to turn the tide. With his army defeated, Ramsay retreats to Winterfell, but Jon, Wun, the giant, and his remaining forces break through the gates. Wun is killed by Ramsay, but Jon finally gets his chance for revenge. In a raw, brutal moment, Jon beats Ramsay nearly to death, but stops short of killing him, leaving that fate to Sansa. Later, Sansa visits Ramsay in the dungeons, where she sets his own starving hounds on him. As the dogs tear him apart, Sansa walks away with a small, satisfied smile, bringing Ramsay's reign of terror to an end. Battle of the Bastards is a landmark episode in Game of Thrones, delivering some of the most intense action sequences in television history. It marks Daenerys' final victory in Meereen and her preparation to sail for Westeros, while also restoring Winterfell to the Starks. Jon and Sansa's reunion at the castle signifies a major turning point, but Sansa's quiet interaction with Littlefinger suggests new political tensions ahead. The episode is both a spectacle of war and a deeply emotional moment of justice, vengeance, and shifting power. Season 6, Episode 10 of Game of Thrones, titled The Winds of Winter, is a monumental and dramatic episode that wraps up numerous storylines. It opens in King's Landing with the highly anticipated trial of Loras Tyrell and Cersei Lannister. Loras confesses his sins and joins the Faith Militant, but Cersei is notably absent. As tensions rise, Grand Maester Pycelle is murdered by Qyburn's little birds, and Lancel Lannister discovers wildfire barrels beneath the Sept of Baelor. Before he can stop it, Cersei detonates the wildfire, obliterating the Sept, killing Margaery Tyrell, Loras, the High Sparrow, and countless others. Witnessing the explosion from the Red Keep, King Tommen, devastated by the loss of Margaery and his faith, commits suicide by leaping from his window. In the north, Jon Snow consolidates his power after defeating Ramsay Bolton in the previous episode. Lyanna Mormont delivers a powerful speech, rallying the northern lords to declare Jon the king in the north. Meanwhile, Littlefinger confides in Sansa Stark, expressing his desire to rule the Iron Throne with her by his side. Sansa, however, remains cautious and skeptical of his intentions. This moment highlights the brewing tension between Jon and Sansa, as leadership dynamics shift in Winterfell. In the Riverlands, Walder Frey celebrates the recapture of Riverrun, but his triumph is short-lived. Arya Stark, having mastered the skills of the Faceless Men, infiltrates the twins disguised as a servant girl. She reveals her identity before slitting Walder Frey's throat, avenging the Red Wedding and marking a significant step in her personal quest for vengeance. Arya's dark transformation and her embrace of her assassin abilities mark a turning point in her character arc. Meanwhile, in the Tower of Joy flashback, Bran Stark witnesses the birth of Jon Snow. It is revealed that Jon is not Ned Stark's son, but rather the child of Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen. Lyanna, dying in childbirth, entrusts the newborn to Ned, fearing Robert Baratheon's wrath. This revelation solidifies Jon's status as both a Stark and a Targaryen, setting up potential conflicts and alliances in the war for the Iron Throne. The episode concludes with Daenerys Targaryen finally setting sail for Westeros with her massive fleet, accompanied by Tyrion, Varys, Missandei, Grey Worm, the Unsullied, the Dothraki, and her dragons. Tyrion is named Hand of the Queen, solidifying his place as her most trusted advisor. The closing shot of the fleet, with Daenerys at the helm and dragons soaring overhead, signifies the long-awaited convergence of storylines as the battle for the throne looms. The Winds of Winter masterfully sets the stage for the final battles, intertwining themes of vengeance, power, and destiny.